What's up, AfterBuzzers? You are watching The Voice Top 11 perform live. We're going to break down their performances and talk about Beyonce. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I'm so possessive, so I rock his rock necklaces. My daddy, Alabama, mama, Louisiana.
What's up, everybody? This is The Voice After Show. I'm Jason Ikeler. You can follow me on Twitter at Jason Ikeler. We'll start with you, Megan. Where can they find you?
At Megan Boykoff on Twitter and Facebook.
Christian.
And I'm Christian Rosenberg. Follow me on Twitter at Real Rosenberg, Instagram, The Real Rosenberg.
We're obviously coming into Beyonce because we just have to honor her. This week goes out to you, B. This episode is dedicated to Beyonce.
Yes, it is.
But we should talk about The Voice, I guess. Team Adam, first up tonight was Sawyer, who sang The Climb by Miley Cyrus. Kind of a little bit of pressure because Miley's going to be on the show next season. Mm-hmm. Initial thoughts?
Well, not just pressure that Miley's going to be on next season, pressure that she came on as soon as they had, like, the sad, like, tribute to Prince. And it's like, we're all really sad. Okay, go.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair. I hadn't thought about it like that. I thought they did a good job. I don't know if this was the intention, but the way that they dressed her and did her hair, it really aged her. And I feel like, you know, maybe a certain demographic of people who wrote her off as the youngest person would take her more seriously or something. And I thought it was kind of a shaky performance, kind of pitchy. It's not like she had some clear vibrato. It was just kind of shaky.
I actually agree with you. I thought there were some really good notes at the end, and I thought the chorus went well. And Adam kind of gave her the notes that the chorus, or that the verses were a little off.
Yeah.
And I think she does the sing usually where she oversins things and it works for her. For this song, it doesn't work.
Yeah, this was, I think, her first performance this season where, even though she didn't look like her youth, she sounded like the youth.
Yeah.
She sounded younger. When you're the last act on the last weekend and your first act this week, it's kind of a tough turnaround. Plus with the pressure with everything else, so definitely not her strongest performance, but she's not going anywhere anytime soon.
And I think on paper this is a good song for her. I just think she needed to. She kind of oversins things a lot. She needs to hold back a little bit. Mm-hmm. Up next, Team Pharrell is my favorite, Daniel. He sang "Time After Time" by Cyndi Lauper. He sang the Pink version with Pink's guitarist, kind of cool. I loved it. I think he is getting better every week. I'm just a really big Daniel fan, so I'm only going to say good things. Thoughts?
I'm on the same side as you. I feel like he sounded velvety to me.
Oh.
I fell a little deeper in love with him, you know? I got a little bit of chills, and I was like, you might be the next J Beebs, but in a different, better, more respectable
This
way.
guy, Robert, who does press with us every week, said he's like a mixture of Charlie Puth and Shawn Mendes.
Yes, that is
Which
so
I feel
accurate.
like is very accurate. Shout out to you, Robert.
I love the second half of the song. I thought the beginning, this type of song, I thought it was a great song choice for him. I just feel like the beginning of this, he should have been even more vulnerable, like even softer.
Oh, I don't think it's possible for him. I thought he did. I thought it was like perfect amount of softness.
And see, to me, I just like he's a very versatile singer. He's a very powerful singer. So I felt like he could have got just this is nitpicking, just like a little softer beginning, but then once he got to about halfway through and he had to build up with everything, I thought it was flawless from there.
Yeah, you're wrong, but thank you for your opinion.
I mean, you could say I'm wrong, but we know that I'm
scoot
not.
over
Yeah,
here
thank
to
you.
his
Come on
side
over.
of the
Thank you.
table.
Team
Fine, I get the whole camera to
Team
myself now.
Daniel. Yeah, and I think he's.
No, my show.
I think he's growing at the right time in the conversation.
Sound it
And
out.
You frustrated me because you were mean to Daniel. He's growing at the right time in the competition, and I think this is the perfect time to keep getting better because this season, especially, the good people have been good since the beginning, and there's not a lot of underdogs.
I had a weird thought about that. I feel like sometimes the people who are so obviously good or like professional, they're almost not safe because everyone's saying someone's going to vote for them.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's kind of growing with us, so it's, you know, we want to keep him around and see where it goes.
Vote for Daniel.
Yes.
Hold on, my phone froze with the notes. There we go. Up next is Team Blake, and he had Paxton who sang "Break Every Chain." I don't know who sings this song. Probably Jesus.
Yes, yeah. And
he wrote
originally performed by Jesus.
By the Lord and Savior. I thought it was okay. It's not my thing. I think he oversang it a little bit too. I think this is a very smart song choice because this type of song always does good on The Voice. I would have rather heard Sawyer sing this.
Yes. I thought it was a little yelly, and I thought it was too one note. But I haven't been his biggest fan since the beginning, so yeah, I was like,
We all know how much I have not liked Paxton, and for the life of me, I've been trying to figure out why America seems to love him, and I feel like tonight I figured it out.
Oh.
I absolutely loved.
Because we didn't.
Yeah, please.
I absolutely loved this performance, and I know it's hard for me to say because I haven't liked anything Paxton's done all season. This was the first song where I felt it. I felt emotion. I felt he finally displayed some type of range. There are multiple key changes in this song, which is never an easy thing, especially when you have like 2 or 3 of them like he had in this song, and it just kept building more and more. If we have this Paxton,
I feel like you're preaching in the song's building. I feel like I'm at church right now.
I know. I was like,
congregation, listen.
Like, wow. Yeah, the song is built. Amen.
If we get this Paxton every week, he will be in the finale. If we get the Paxton that we've seen other than this week, he'll be gone quickly.
He will burn in hell.
He will burn
That's aggressive.
with the devil.
Do you think that this is more Paxton? It's like this is who he is, or is this just kind of like
a big song that does well?
And it is a big song. He's not necessarily going to be the gospel singer, but if he can bring this emotion into the other songs, then we'll be good to go.
That'll be interesting to see how this charts on iTunes because I feel like it's going to do well.
That's interesting.
And that might determine his song choice later on. We might be getting a gospel Paxton. Please sing "Oh Happy Day" from Sister Act. Up next from Team Blake is Mary Sarah, who sang "Johnny and June."
It's actually Owen Danoff. That's okay.
Okay. You know, you're right. Up next is Owen Danoff, who sang "Fire and Rain" by James Taylor. This is one of my favorite songs. I love James Taylor. I liked Owen's take on it. I don't know where he falls in line competing with everybody else, but I think for what Owen is, this was really good. I just don't know. We have all these powerhouse singers, how he's going to fare when it comes to the vote.
I feel like we've said in the past, like, Owen should be singing more James Taylor-like songs. This is an excellent song just for him. I really enjoyed it. He's the performer that you would just like turn on to just sit and relax to, and I really enjoy it. I don't know if this is a type of song that the people who generally download songs on iTunes that watch the show would download. And being that he was in the bottom 2 last week, I don't know if it was the best choice for this week.
I feel like part of what makes me so confused and fluid about how I feel about him is because I don't have a firm grasp on who he is or what kind of music he's gonna put out. You know, like the other ones are branded. I don't know what his brand is, so I'm kind of like, what are you doing?
I think this is probably it, though, if I had to guess, which works for him.
Good with that.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
And that's kind of a pro and a con. Like, it's a pro because, it just shows his versatility, but it's con is like, all right, well, now we don't know exactly what we're gonna expect.
Exactly. So Mary Sarah, I'm assuming, is somebody who we know the kind of album she's going to put out. She's saying Johnny and June. I'd say like R&B for sure.
I was thinking speed metal.
I haven't liked her the last few weeks. I think she's singing these songs that maybe would be on an album she would put out, but since they're already in existence, she's not doing enough to make them her own. And like, I would rather listen to the original of this song. And so I think that's going to be where she falls short. And she, I think, was the lowest on the iTunes charts last week.
I remember you saying this something similar about her last week, because with the Carrie Underwood, I think she's saying So Small. I don't know this song, actually, so it was kind of new for me. And it just sounded effortless in a very Carrie Underwood way, where it's like she's just like hitting the notes, and I think she was the first performer who gave me chills.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she made me listen because I don't love country, and normally I'd hear this and go, oh, country, but I listened.
Wow. I agree. I never heard of this song before tonight either, and I really enjoyed the song. She looked great. I thought she sounded really well, but then her last note destroyed everything. She was so out of tune at the end of the song.
She got it back though.
No,
she hit it up,
that last high note,
but she got it back. She worked it back. It's okay.
I felt so bad because I really enjoyed the performance, and then that note was like a whole step off.
I think she needs to flip a song or something, or do something, you know, because she's done so many songs so similar. But it is interesting if you haven't heard it that's your reaction.
Yeah, and also her legs. Her legs.
They're good. They're really good. And she's got a great personality. Like, she could be a big country star.
So likable.
Yeah, but, okay, up next on Team Christina was Allison Porter, who sang Stay With Me, Baby.
I'm kind of bored of her choices. They all have to sing. I'm like, cry, baby. Now I'm crying. Stay with me.
I actually agree, and that's why I liked last week when she did Demi Lovato. The song choice, I didn't think it was as good as Demi's, obviously. But yeah, I think it's starting to be almost too expected, and she needs to take a little bit more of a risk. And I'd also maybe like to see her do something like a little more up-tempo.
Yes.
This is starting to remind me of, you remember several seasons ago with Judith Hill?
Yeah.
Just talent far above everyone else in the competition. And every time she performed, it was just like, this is amazing. There's no doubt about it. But we were getting very similar songs every week.
Yep. And then when she switched it up, she got voted off.
Right.
Wow.
Maybe don't switch it out.
So if I were Allison, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep doing this because you're crushing this every week. So if you suddenly go to like the happy upbeat, it might hurt her.
Like, that's not you. You just want to cry about
But maybe
men.
not happy upbeat, but maybe like Alanis or something, or Melissa Etheridge. You know, something like run around. I want to see you run around the stage and bang your head a little bit.
Some upbeat Adele. She has some like upbeat songs, but they still have emotion in there. You know.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, up next on Team Christina was Brian Bautista, who sang Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars. Vocally, I thought he sounded amazing. I hated the arrangement. I think he took this fun song and made it seem really not relevant. And it was a little uncomfortable that he was singing to his sister.
A love song to his sister?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at that. He's singing to his girl.
Yeah.
That's
and
so, touching. And then I'm like, oh, his sister. I was like, oh, it's weird now.
Yeah, I wish he did an arrangement like Daniel did for Time After Time, just kind of a smaller acoustic style with this song. Because this one, I wasn't too crazy on the big band
it's like he
setup.
took this pop hit and made it like adult contemporary.
Mm-hmm. But he did much better than last week.
Yeah, vocally he sounds really good.
Yes. Much better than last week.
It was what the band was doing that I didn't like. Mm-hmm. I guess that's all we have to say.
Yeah, I hardly said anything. I don't feel much.
He's not going anywhere. It was good.
Yeah. Let's talk about Adam from Team Blake, who sang Lights by Journey.
This one we should talk about.
This was good because this is not what I expected him to do. And then I thought he had a brave song choice. He still made it his own, but like I didn't know he had the falsetto on him. Mm-hmm. And it made me respect him a lot more.
As much as we've really liked him, as far as we think he's going to go, by him showing us now he can do falsetto stuff too.
Yeah.
It just opens the door for so many other songs that we didn't think this guy could do. I would never have thought this dude would have busted out Journey.
Yeah.
And he crushed it.
And it doesn't sound anything like Journey is what's cool about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad he changed up the genre, but there were a couple moments when I realized I was just listening to the background singers. I was like, wow, listen to them. They're fantastic.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like, he's really good, but I would never buy his music. So that's personal, but I can still say very talented.
Yeah.
I think this was the best performance of the night.
Wow.
Well, us and Daniel disagree with you. Thank you. This is going to be great. Okay, up next on Team Christina was Nick, who sang Your Body's a Wonderland by John Mayer. I don't know, his song choices are not doing it for me.
No, they're not.
I just like how I'm sorry, but almost no one else other than Shalia, they played like they had a little bit about her family and how like they struggled, but again, in his opening package, there's like this whole thing about his son, and I just feel like I don't want them to play that up so much because it's distracting. I'm like, if I just listen to him singing,
He's good, but he's nothing great compared to the other performers on the show.
And it's interesting because when you're just listening to it, he sounds fine.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's not different enough to make you want to buy his version. Like, this reminded me like, oh, do I have this John Mayer song on my iPod? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
it just makes it sound like, wow, this guy at the bar did a great John Mayer cover.
I was at a bar once and John Mayer went up on the stage and started performing, and it was amazing.
Did he perform someone else's songs? Or did he do his own? Like, did he go up and do a Jason Mraz cover? Because that would be hilarious.
He just played guitar.
Wow.
But it was still amazing.
Sure.
So I'm like, oh, wow.
I want to say one more thing about Nick Hagelin, which is he would fit in perfectly into some 90s. He belongs
Boy
in
band.
98 Degrees. Yeah, like some 90s band. He's kind of nasally.
Yeah, and he's not quite Justin Timberlake. He's like the third guy.
Would he be the bad boy? Would he be the older wise one? Would he be the cute guy? Would he be the shy guy?
He'd be none of them.
Would be the one that would he be the one that ended up getting arrested and being on a reality show 10 years later? He's Joey Fatone.
Okay, up next, we've got Team Pharrell's Hannah, who sang "I Can't Make You Love Me" by Bonnie Raitt.
I will do it though. I will make her love me.
I was like, do what?
I was confused.
Dad jokes. I think this was really good. I love the song for her. I loved her tone. I just have 2 critiques. Her hand was very distracting.
You were talking about that when we were watching
She
it.
didn't have ending consonants on a lot of her words, and it threw me off a little bit. Because you're like, inside my head. You know what I mean?
I didn't notice that, but I can understand how that would be very infuriating. I believed every word that came out of her mouth. Like, she could have written that herself. And I was listening to her sing it and thinking, I would buy her music in a minute. And that's a winner for me.
She's the most consistent when it comes to feeling the music.
But I think she's having the same sort of growth that Danielle's having, where you don't necessarily think like, oh, who's in The Voice? Hannah. But every week she's growing and getting better.
She's been under the radar for,
in a good
for a
way,
while.
though. And I think that's
exactly.
Good for
She's
her.
like again, like a few seasons back, Jackie Lee. She was like, oh yeah, that's right, she's still there. She's good. And then as it got on, like, whoa, she could win this thing.
And I just think Pharrell is very good, like, because Pharrell coaches in a very unaggressive way. And it takes, I think, his team a little longer to get into place. Mm-hmm. But now I think that they're both comfortable. They're doing a lot better.
Because it's their natural journey. So it's like the strongest version of themselves.
Yeah, but this was great. I would buy this on iTunes.
Loved it.
Agreed.
Okay, final of the night was Team Adam's Lathe, who sang Make It Rain by Ed Sheeran. So Corinne, I don't know if you guys remember Corinne singing this 2 seasons ago.
And she destroyed it then.
That is like one of my favorite all-time voice performances. And so I just compared it to that. And it just wasn't, this is still Hannah. If we could get Lathe singing Ed Sheeran, perfect. It didn't do it for me. I think he sounded great, and I think it was smart of him to sing a younger song. And he was really good. I just was comparing it to Corinne.
It's like, on one hand, it's smart to give him a contemporary song. On the other hand, it's just like, who's this old guy singing Ed Sheeran?
Yeah.
But like, I'm as far as like what the younger audience would think, I think he did a great job. I love how much music he actually plays. Like, as far as the guitar, he's not just strumming. He's like doing all the solos and stuff like shredding. That was good because he can do it. And I mean, he's not going anywhere this week. I like having him in a competition because I don't feel like we've ever had anyone like him this far in the competition.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Definitely switching it up. I feel like he should have been popular in the 1960s and 70s.
Yes.
Someone that my parents would listen to and go, yes. But I mean, that's a big demographic of who's watching the show, so wonderful. And I disagree with you.
How dare you?
I think it was a fantastic song choice, which I think you sort of said, but then you kind of took it back. Like, the young kids might be listening. Like, what is this old guy singing? It made me listen. I was like, oh, Make It Rain by Ed Sheeran. Yeah, I'll listen to this.
I agree. Okay, let's get into the iTunes charts.
You got it up?
I got it up.
All right.
Beyonce and Prince. I'm losing it. Beyonce and Prince are out taking over the top 10.
I wore my purple shirt
so
this week
nobody
is
said in the top 10. We know Christian.
I noticed.
Well, I didn't wear roses this week. It's the first time
day
forever.
is not about you.
It's what? Every day is about me.
Coming in at number 44 is Hannah with I Can't Make You Love Me.
Is that the highest?
So that's the first one?
No, I'm going from bottom up.
Oh,
so all 11 are... Hannah's the lowest?
Well, it hasn't fully aired in...
Yeah, she hasn't even sang yet.
Okay.
43 is Lights by Adam. 39 is Stay With Me Baby by Allison. 35 is Make It Rain by Lathe. 29 is Johnny and June by Mary Sarah. And 25 is Break Every Chain by Paxton.
How do you feel about that?
And number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11, and 12, and 15 are all Beyonce. This is for you, B.
So.
Well, the interesting thing that you had there, Lath was kind of in the middle of the pack, and he hasn't performed yet on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But I'm honestly really surprised that the highest one is number 25 right now.
Yeah, but Beyonce just dropped her album.
I understand.
It's like that's the highest.
I understand they're not going to get number 1.
Yeah, they're not even probably going to break top 10.
No. So, you know, for the scenario that we're in.
Yeah, which is it's going to even it out a little bit more. So let's pick who we think is going home.
Yep, one going home this week.
We'll start with you, Christian.
Start with me. If I were to go based on their performances tonight, I would say Nick. But whenever someone is instantly saved on Twitter the previous week, you usually have to go with them the following week. So it's probably going to be Owen, even though I don't want him to go.
Owen.
I was going to say Owen as well.
Wow. All right. There you go.
Poor guy.
Yeah, Nick or
I
Owen.
love you, Owen. Well, that's it then. I won't be here next week, but you guys will do great without me.
We'll try. We'll do our best.
Keep up the bitchiness,
I'll miss
please.
you. Always.
In the meanwhile, where can we find you guys on social media?
Follow me on Twitter at Rosenberg, Instagram Rosenberg, and I got t-shirts at prowrestlingtees.com/Christian Rosenberg.
Follow me on all things at Megan Boykoff. I don't have t-shirts, but I have other fun things.
You should make t-shirts.
And I have a lot of nude pics I'll be releasing this week.
There it is.
Follow me on everything at Jason Ikeler, Ikeler, and you can find AfterBuzz at AfterBuzz TV. We'll see you guys back in here next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.